Hello there, World of Tankers, and Blitz, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about the T95E6. This Tier 10 American Premium Heavy Tank, or should I say Collector, has once again come into the stores today for the base price tag of 15,000 gold. Now, it actually does have a little bit of a difference, because you can also get the T95E6 container, and if you did want to try and get this vehicle, I would definitely suggest to go for the container here, because for $22.99, you have a 25% drop chance to get the vehicle, and if you don't get it, well, you still have a 75%, so the other chance is to get 7,500 gold, which means that you're going to get about $25 worth of gold anyways, just 1,000 less, and well, it's not $25 for the bundle, so you're pretty much getting your weight in gold if you don't get the vehicle, which is pretty dang nice. So, yeah, and then if, of course, you don't get the tank, well, then you can go to the gold store and buy another, I don't know, 20 bucks worth of gold, and you'll get yourself the E6. So it's a win-win on those crates, one of the only crates in the game that I will say is kind of worth it. So in today's video, of course, I'm going to be telling you everything you need to know about the tank, the mobility, the statistics, the gun, everything else like that. So make sure to stay tuned, and of course, if you do enjoy this type of content, please make sure to smash that subscribe button down below. The World of Tanks Blitz community is quite small, and every subscriber does help out so much. So getting straight into it, what is good about the E6 and what is bad? So the gun is good and as well bad. I'm not sure if I'm actually running the I am running the dispersion refined gun here, so we're going to take it off just to look at what the base dispersion is, but you can see aiming time at 3.4 seconds is pretty dang shabby. As well, the dispersion at 0.326 isn't spectacular, and you know, the closest comparison I would say to this vehicle is the kind of like the Chieftain Mark 6 mixed with a T110 E5, because it actually carries the same type of gun as an E5, but it's got good gun handling statistics, dispersion, everything else is fine on those numbers. Not only does it have good numbers for that, it's also got decent damage per minute at around 2,600. It's not spectacular, and this is the only number that I wish was better on the vehicle, because it's kind of like a medium. It's kind of the direct counterpart to the Mark 6, where it's got a little bit more mobility, it's got a different armor profile, but it kind of has a couple downsides which definitely outweigh. I do feel that the damage per minute should be a little bit higher, maybe 28 or 2,900 at least. Penetration, you will notice, is fantastic. It's 271 on your standard and 374 on the premium. That is the one major advantage you have on this vehicle over most tier 10 heavies and even mediums, is that you can easily cut through even the thickest of armor profiles like a Jagdpanzer, E100's turret, Mouse. It just easily slices right through and dices them up because, of course, it's got that fantastic heat. The average damage is sitting at 400, and one of the most fantastic things about this tank is the 10 degrees of gun depression. So this vehicle actually has some very modest statistics going for it. The turret is actually very quick on the turret traverse at 43.74, one of the quickest values out there, and this tank is also able to go upwards of 42 kilometers per hour and 15 in reverse, one of the few American heavies that can go 15 in reverse. So overall, this actually is a great vehicle on the mobility. It's kind of based off, well, if you looked at this tank and realized that it kind of sounds like the T95E2, well, you'd be correct, because they're pretty much built on the same chassis. At least the side armor, yeah, the T95E6's side armor is not the best. It will pretty much be eaten up by high explosive shells if you can pen them, but that's where this tank is kind of different to a Mark 6, where the Mark 6 is kind of like a pseudo-heavy where it can be the role of a heavy. And that's what this tank can do. The difference is the Mark 6 is really good in a gun depression position fighting other heavies, where this vehicle, it can fight heavies in a gun depression position. And don't get me wrong, it does great there, but this is more of a medium vehicle. It's very quick. In fact, I would rate this just up there. It's kind of like an M48 patent speed. And the nice thing is, unlike, let's say, when you're going up against a 57 heavy or an AMX 50B or an IS-7, where they're dealing the same damage, or if not more, when you're fighting medium tanks, they're dealing less damage. You know, the most damage a medium is going to do at tier 10 is 420. Now, of course, you can go up against Sheridans, but this tank's very mobile, so it can actually deal with a Sheridan quite nicely, and you've got a lot more hit points than your average medium. So I really do like all of the factors going for this tank. In fact, I enjoy playing this more than the Mark 6, just because it is quite a different vehicle. Now, you'll notice I actually changed my crosshair for any of you paying attention quite a bit. I didn't realize that you could actually change them, but yeah, if you go into settings, you can change your crosshair, which is pretty nice. But because we have that excellent mobility, I'm able to get right in the position there, slam a nice 400 damage shell right into that FE2 Let's see if anybody else is peeking out. It does not seem like it. We've also got some mediums off to the side here, but you can see there that the turret turn rate is kind of crazy how quick it is. So that's one really nice thing, is you are never going to be flanked with this vehicle. Now, the armor profile is a little bit of a doozy. It's not spectacular, I'll tell you that right off the bat. It does have an accurate gun, as you can see there. We hit a pretty dang nice shot on that grill, but armor profile, well, you saw there, that would depend on, any vehicle, the Mark 6 or anything like that. But yeah, if you're getting hit in the side of this vehicle, everything is going to penetrate. The frontal armor is actually quite troll. The upper plate in a 10-degree gun depression position will bounce, I'd say, 60 to 70% of the shells, especially in a spot like this. Let's say there was somebody right above here. Yeah, you're going to get a lot of bounces on the hull because it actually is quite troll on the hull armor. Let's see, we got that 50B right out there, and let's slam a shell. Well, one thing this vehicle does not have is spectacular traverse speed on the, not traverse, but not great gun speed. I'm losing my mind. It doesn't have the best gun, the shell trajectory speed. I don't know why I couldn't think of that, but yeah, my mind was kind of dead there. So let's push on the standard B. We did get hit quite hard by the grill, but that is not the end of the world. You can see here that that frontal hull armor is doing the trick that it's supposed to. And now that I did get here, we can very easily try and get an HE right into the rear of that Cerebi. I'm not sure if that was HE, but I tried to make it HE. So let's see, now that we have this grill over here, I can very easily use my gun depression. I was trying to think of shell velocity. It's not even late for me. It's literally just, it's like, what, 6 o'clock for me. So I don't know. I lose my mind all the time. So let's see if we can get a nice HE. Didn't get that. You can see, of course, he is aiming at one of the biggest things on this vehicle, the cupola. It's a very easy target, but one thing the grill does not have is great gun depression, which means I can just pop up here, get a nice shot into that grill, and back down back in the cover. So right now we're at 2,500 damage. One shot into this grill is going to make us at the 3K markers, about that. So let's just pull up here, take the shot. Oh, major low roll there. I hate when shots do that, but we're going to out-reload this grill, so it's not the end of the planet as it is. But you can see here that, again, that mobility, that acceleration is fantastic. I'm able to get right into position. My memory, of course, isn't fantastic because I couldn't think of the name of what shell velocity was, but you can see that going almost 50 kilometers an hour there downhill, able to get right into position. Let's see if we can slam an HE right up the butt. There you go, 50B, high explosive right into him, 561 damage. Now, one of the biggest issues with this vehicle, which I don't like, is that it's kind of the opposite of a Mark 6, because the Mark 6, of course, has Hesh, where this vehicle doesn't. But you can see that this upper plate is very, very troll, where the Mark 6 has that very weak lower plate. This thing doesn't really have that. It does have a weak lower plate, but it's a much smaller target. So the occasional shells bounce a lot more on this tank than they do on the Mark 6. So this was a very, very solid game. For once, I'm actually playing a solid game because I have sleeps on me. There you go, using that excellent heat pen, and over 4,200 damage there, and 1,900 blocked. So you can see, I pushed it against mediums, even against heavies, and the armor worked great. That is what I love about the E6, is that it's such a great, I don't know what you kind of call, I guess it's a Heavium, and that's what I normally say in most of my videos, is that, yes, it can fight heavy tanks, but the main goal of it isn't to fight heavies. You saw there, I dealt with the 50B, which is more of a Heavium as well. It's not really meant to be a heavy tank. The standard B bounced off me again, the grill. I was dealing with tanks that don't necessarily do too well against a very mobile, well-armored tank, where, medium tanks, while they might have good guns and everything else like that, no medium tank has as much armor as this vehicle here. So you still do get nice bounces. Mediums aren't really suited to deal with frontal armor of this tank. Even their heat shells don't really have the most pen. So the armor definitely stands up way better compared to, like, let's say if you're going up against an IS-4 that's 374 millimeters of heat pen. Kind of ridiculous how much heat pen an IS-4 does have. So you'll notice here, yeah, I'm not going to push heavier out because, again, I don't have hull armor. As I said, the upper plate does get the occasional bounce. You saw there, I did actually get quite a bit of bounces in this game, but it's not necessarily the best on flat ground. It's like 200 millimeters thick on flat ground. It still is. The reason, actually, I'm speaking very quick here and losing my mind, but the reason the armor bounces a lot of shells is because the upper plate is a very steep slope. It's, I don't know what you'd say. It's like probably a 70-degree slope. If this hits, I'll be very impressed. No. Okay. You can see there that the gun is not amazingly accurate. It is accurate, but it's nothing to write home about. So let's see what we got. We've got that T95E2. We've also got that IS-7 there. Come on. Yes, there we go. That wonderful heat pen once again working like a charm, flying right true into that IS-7. Now, yeah, there's really nothing bad I can say about this vehicle, to be honest. You can see that it's just a breeze to run. I'm very quick again, right up to my top speed of 42 kilometers per hour. That's one of the major things I really love about this tank, is it's got that excellent power to weight, so you can get right in the position super quickly. Another nice tap right into the IS-7's boot, and we got this 113 GFT right out in the open. We also got the 57 Heavy, who did slam quite a large shell into us here, but not the end of the planet. Ooh, that is a grill, though. This is going to hurt. Again, you can see that upper plate on flat ground not really bouncing the occasional shell, and that's, of course, what I said will happen. It just doesn't have the armor to work well against the occasional shell. But now that we've got, like, this T30, not this T30, we got this 113 GFT, load the heat. Of course, I got that fantastic heat penetration, and I can easily cut right through this guy like Swiss cheese. So here we go. Let's just drive right up here. Let's fire another heat shell right on him. Oh, that was my fault, but taken out either way, so nonetheless, we're still kicking some butt here. That was not a fantastic shell, though. So let's see. We got the Kampfpanzer. There we go. Beautiful fire right in the side of his vehicle. So, again, while our team isn't necessarily doing the best here, we are still getting out damage. Almost 2,000 damage gotten out in this game here. And we're still going to continue to rack it up. I can use the mobility once again, and I can deal with vehicles like the 62A, where you can see him literally keeping up with the 62A ahead of me. So this guy taps him once, then we tap him, and there you go. He's already a one-shot. Taken out. So I definitely want to get clear of the butt, though, because that's where all those heavies seem like they're going to pull out. So, you know what? Actually, that guy's pulled out right in the front, so I'm actually going to come right here. Oh, that's the girl again. That's not going to be fun. Yep, girl got a nice little tap right into our vehicle there. So I could go for this grill. That's one thing I could do, which I would actually, that's actually what I'm going to do here, because I definitely think that clearing this grill is something that's very important for me. He's bullied us enough this game, so let's load an HE. There we go. Perfect. Now, again, we can use that excellent mobility. The grill definitely does not have the fastest of reverse speed, so we can use that mobility here once again and finish off the grill. Now I can start to flank maybe the enemy team. I am noticing, of course, that 57 Heavy may want to get a nice piece of me here, so let's see if we can get the snap right into its track wheel. Oh, that's unfortunate. So we're probably going to die here. I can say that. Actually, you know what? We can do Ring Around the Rosie. Yes, this is where I use the mobility of this vehicle to its advantage. Perfect. So now you can see that this tank really is quite mobile. That's one thing, again, that's really nice about it, is that fantastic mobility in general. Able to track that 57 Heavy there, you know, stopping him from being able to catch me. Again, gonna just be able to get around this corner. Let's see if we can get another shell right into that 57. Not sure if we're gonna be able to, but gonna try my best. I really pray that my teammate does do a decent job here of not dying, you know. That's something that'd be very nice. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. He did bounce the shell, which kind of sucks for me. Let's see if we can maybe bleed the shot out of the 57. Yes, there we go. There's one shell, one more, and we've gotten it out. No! Okay. So we did do a good job. You can see that that shot was one of the most ridiculous shells I've ever seen, and, well, sadly, our Kampfpanzer are not doing the best of jobs here, but we still did do a good job in our tank. We were able to do a lot of damage, over 3,000, and you could see that it is a great vehicle. If you play it medium side, it does the job, and while you may not win every game, this Kampfpanzer, actually, he finally got the shell out, but, well, yeah, it's not gonna help us out, but I personally do think, onto the price tag, as I did kind of play like a noob and speak like a noob here on my commentary, I do think that the T95E6 is actually kind of worth considering. I don't think that it's 100% worth the price. If you're trying to save your money for an overpowered vehicle or something like that, actually over 4,000 damage this game. So again, it worked great. Both of these battles did well, but for the price, I definitely actually do think that for the T95E6 container, it's worth it 100%, because the container itself, it gives you its money in gold. So you literally buy the container, and then you can just use your gold towards the Progetto. Think of it like this. If you don't get the E6, you can go and buy yourself a Progetto, or, you know, the demonic VK. You can literally get that right there. So, well, I wouldn't suggest to buy the 168. You still do get the gold out of this, so it's kind of worth it, in my opinion, just to be able to get that 7,500 gold as it is. And then if you want to try and get another 7,500, you can get yourself the E6. So, not a bad tank. You saw there the strengths and the weaknesses of the vehicle. Armor, definitely a setback, especially that stupid shot that went right into that track wheel. I really thought we were going to be able to take that. But, well, we did the best we could. So, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If you agree with me on this vehicle, or you disagree. But I do think it's a pretty solid vehicle. Also, this event here, thank you, Wargaming. I actually really do like it. But all of you, I hope you're all doing well out there. Stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next one.